I think it's time to do something
let's check
bold.
out what is
I think
going on
that
at
plant should be the
PCOB
next
now.
president. Now that we clearly know that that plant is a person at the moment of conception, and this notion that we just continue to ignore the personhood of the plant is a violation of that plant's 5th and 14th Amendment rights for due process and equal protection under the law.
Today is December 22nd, just 3 more days until Christmas. Let's keep it the path we're on. We can hug some more later too, if that's what you want. Aw, thanks for the hug. Wow, you really like giving hugs. Good thing I do. Here we are. The COS.io Corporation office building. It looks like most of the businesses on this block are... Well, perhaps. At the very least, it means it's unlikely they're the ones interfering with augmented eye. Not impossible. That makes sense. Bulbitis riparia, one of the more popular display. Expensive. The species is native to threatened tropical forests, but it became a popular import after being endorsed by a former child star turned conservation. The MeshNet says Augmented Eye's SF office is run by an individual named Zin, and Tomcat confirmed she's expecting. All we have to do now is head up and... No shenanigans. The IK Stroke 47 aren't known for being verbose. You're adventuring in all the wrong places. This game gives me the urge to start quacking up. Maybe later if... Or an adventure game.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Augment. You must be the journalist my network admin said would be showing up. Have a seat. Would you like it? My assistant will bring it right away. Look, I'll start off by saying I'm a little uncomfortable about bringing in another journalist. Whatever you dig up, I'll have to explain to the rest of the press. Chances are I have another corporation. If they aren't in the coalition, they'll be expecting a corporate spy. If they are in the coalition, it won't look good for me even if I do end up being. So if I'm damned either way, I'd rather it be by the media. At least then we can fight back on a familiar battle. Now, what do you know about our problem? That's the long and short of it. My network admin is pulling their hair out. I'm not going to pretend I understand everything they... The versions on our servers are still the originals. I'm hoping that you can do some digging, maybe hit up your contact. Even if I have to get answers from the nightly news. Not really. My admin says that only someone with intimate access to Parallax's network protocols could make these kind of changes as something passes a... Personally, I think it's a clever hack. The public trust rating of Parallax makes them look like a saint among wolves. It's trivially easy to set up ROMs to use a different OS than Lips or, you know, Parallax is abusing its power. I'm sure you'll be a good journalist. I guess I'm not. They told me that they tore out all of the routers that broadcast to them. All kinds of tricks involving IP addresses and DNS changes that I'm not going to even begin to... I pay them big bucks. Mostly little things. Word choice, tone of the writing, things that make the writer appear more or less extreme. So far, almost all of the edits seem to be making our articles more positive on new technologies coming out, and more critical of organizations like the Human Revolution. That's actually what tipped us off. A harsh criticism one of my writers made about the Human Revolution protests was changed to be downright vitriolic, and my writers and readers aren't exactly fans of them. I know tin hat conspiracies aren't an ideal start. Anything else I can tell you? Like what? There isn't much more I can tell you about Augmented Eye. It's a fairly simple and straightforward operation. We started off in Venezuela as a sleek current events and news organization in 2055. We focus on more in-depth reporting of on-the-street happenings. We're one of the few good ones left. Once folks in other cities saw the type of reporting we do, they all clamored. They invested in the right places and it paid off. It wasn't until hybrid tech started hitting the public sphere that we had to make any changes to our model. All of that said, I can't see why anyone would target us. Alright, look. I wasn't going to tell you this. If it gets out, I'd have to answer. So, you didn't hear this from me. You might want to go check out TMI. That's all I'll say. And remember, you take a bite out of him with my name as your defense, I drop you fast. What? Not wanting to answer prying questions from my coalition boy? 'Cause I'd really like to avoid that. And look, you've covered culture wars. My journalists are good. This needs an investigative journalist with serious content. The fact that my network admin recommended you to me means you probably know the right people. Now, does that cover it? I'd like to remove my nose from your ass. No, don't bother. Plausible deniability and all that. I won't ask you to lie in anything you write. But do remember you got in contact with me not even second-hand, but third-hand. I certainly didn't sick you on it. Wink wink, nudge nudge, or whatever. If you need anything else, have your person get with my person. Now, I'd show you the door, but you know the way. And good luck, and goodbye.
Well, that was more confrontational than I'd have expected, considering she was the one needing help. She never brought you that water. Is it always like this? Very true. I will admit that I am interested in the possibility of a link back to Parallax. If all of this really is due to somebody manipulating the mesh net on the inside, it may give us the leverage we need to find out what happened to Hayden once and for all. That said, I will take care not to get my hopes. We should make no assumptions when investigating. Anyway, seems like our next step is... What the...
I can fly! I believe I can fly!
What the... That's Zin!
Wrecked him. Darn near killed him.
You must think you're so funny.
Wrecked him. Darn near killed him. Talk about breaking the suspension of disbelief.
Perhaps you are cold and dead inside, but the rest of us still have heart. So, if you're satisfied, let's head back up. Maybe we can find out what happened. It looks like the desk has been cleared off. Let's take a look around, but be careful not to disturb any evidence. The police will be here. Even a ROM like that doesn't deserve an end like this. Initial cross-references with the California Humane Society's legal pet species database are not yielding fast results. This game looks suitable if you're craving both high-speed race. Her personal computer is not password protected. Give me a moment to... Best to keep your fingerprints off of the keyboard. Most of this isn't very interesting. Committee reports, financials, article submissions. Oh, here we go. According to this email between Zin and her network admin, her lead on TMI Entertainment is a little more solid. The admin ran a web crawler looking for changes in writing styles. Apparently he's a bit pompous, if in an affable way. But ever since the human revolution has been in town, he's been smearing them with more venom than... Zin seemed to think he was just complaining about the protesters fouling up traffic, and whoever is manipulating these posts spun it to make him look critical of... Just like the augmented eye, this Charlie fellow is the one we need to talk to. My thermal sensors only detect a single set of lingering footprints. Considering the density of this glass, I can't imagine Zin jumped from that far. But who could have done it? It doesn't look like it. We should go. There isn't anything else here.
Son of a... I should have figured the two of you would be here. You just won't stay out of trouble no matter what I say.
assure you, Detective Rivers, we are merely in the wrong place. We had an appointment with Zin to discuss a possible lead and found her office in this state of...
Of course you did. Damn it. Fine, fine. Get the hell out of here before anyone else shows up. We'll chat about the case more when I'm not busy.
Certainly, Detective. I'll forward you a report of what we know immediately.
Yeah, whatever. Get moving.
Ooh. Because it's better this way. I do not need you to infer upon my motivations. Detective Rivers has every bit of information that Zin gave us on that computer. Her investigation will not be hampered by our absence. Literally. Has it occurred to you that whoever threw Zin out of that window could be after the same thing we are, except to silence the story? We have little time for fooling about. Now, unless you have further recriminations to level at me, we must not squander the time. I have highlighted the main Neo-SF offices for TMI. Let's... I hope some pity for me still remains, considering my recent tone. I suppose we should just ask the receptionist to point us to somebody who can answer our questions. Honestly, you do have your own mesh. I'm quite certain you can handle all the casual We hardly have time for me to blab. Fair enough. If you think it will save time, I can continue to rattle off the... I just ask that you keep your queries to a minimum. Let me pull up the information. TMI Entertainment is a relatively popular celebrity. They did a good job transitioning from the traditional media models of television and news to the net-based model prevalent now. Some might call their programs rag. They stick to mostly good-natured prying and lean away from the seedier nastiness that paparazzi can. As such, they have a positive relationship with many celebrities. We can't take it. It's too young. This plant is clearly young. This plant is clearly young. This plant is clear. This...
Babysitter, what big eyes you have!
I know you're...
Oh, the better to see the cereal! Gee, Grandma Babysitter, what an interesting mustache you have!
To do something.
Oh, the better to keep the cereal in my mouth! Gee, Grandma Grandma Babysitter, you sure do have big rabbit ears.
All the better to...
Ridiculous, Lucky Captain Rabbit King! Lucky Captain Rabbit King, nuggets are for the youth!
Oh, I guess I should send you to Sympathy. Oh, she'd be pretty mad if someone ran something without her getting a chance. Go ahead and talk to her. Don't bother the talent, though.
Hey, you, over here. What are you doing bothering my people? Thought I told Nina to cancel all my appointments for the day. I swear that girl couldn't find her ears if I... At least she makes a decent cup of coffee. Yes, I am. What are you doing in my building?
We've been given a lead on a story that involves one of your personalities, Charlie. Someone has been manipulating his articles on... We are trying to track the culprit, and we need to talk to Mr. Nova to hunt down further leads.
You let your ROM do all the talking for... Of course I know someone's been modifying Charlie's articles. I'm tracking them down. What I want to know is why I should help you snatch the scoop out from underneath me. Super hacker twists Meshnet news for personal political vendetta? The clicks basically farm themselves. Ha! I'm not hiring, kid. I admire your spirit. Plus, if you really did, you wouldn't be here begging for my scrap. Not interested. I already have a pretty decent idea. I'll figure this one out on... Zin? Augmented Eye? What does Zin have to do with this?
She's the one who gave us the lead. Then, someone threw her out of her office window. We figured Mr. Nova might be next.
Holy shit. Fine, I'll let you talk to Charlie. If someone is trying to kill people over this, I'd rather it be out and done with as fast as possible. I mean, shit, we're an entertainment scene. But hey, watch yourself with Charlie. Keep it civil, or I'll throw your ass out and figure this out. Now get on it. I need...
Fantastic! How fantastic! Not quite as stunning as mine, but still pretty grand. Very sleek, very clean. Bravo. Oh, Sympathy is doing that thing where she waves at me to... Right down to brass tacks, then. Wait! I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Charlie But you already knew that. What can I do for you? Oh, you flatter me. I can't imagine you've come all this way just to get my story. After all, I've already published my very own splendid 100% original autobiography, Like a Nova. But I suppose I can give you a quick rundown. I grew up here on the mean streets of Neo-SF, but my jocular nature and striking countenance got me scouted, and the rest is not so ancient. Now I'm the host of the largest celebrity news show. It's all thanks to my swarms of fans, though.
Yes, any additional information on your station would be greatly appreciated.
Well, it's the best damn network on the planet. We put out top-notch news and entertainment, but with real heart that our competitors just can't match. But if you really want to know about TMI, you need to know about It's her pride and joy. Sure, she can be a little acerbic, and sure, she calls me a poofy-haired oaf all the time, but you can really tell she cares. Deep down. I'm not sure if that throat-cutting gesture she's making is a signal to move to another topic or a threat against my physical well. So, let's move on. What next? Oh, it may have come up in the last lunch meeting we had, but Sympathy assured me that it was some kind of technical glitch. They're top-notch, the absolute best. So I don't think there's anything more to say. That's very upsetting. I'm certain our tech people will be able to find the culprit. I really don't know what I have to do with it, though. And that is supposed to mean what? I'm not sure if you're trying to imply that I had something to do with this. My time is far too important to be wasted on...
All right, that's enough. Charlie has a show to get ready for. So get the hell out of here. If you find anything more interesting than what you got, come back and directly.
Remember, I'm the victim.
Oh man, she looks really cheesed off now. I better get her coffee ready. Maybe that'll calm her down.
We're very sorry if we made your day more... Perhaps I could take the coffee over to Sympathy and we could try to smooth her...
Yeah, okay, sure. Oh no. On second thought.
It'll only take a minute.
All right.
Okay, let's deliver this.
I thought I told you to beat it. Ha! Ah, that's cute. Sometimes I think Charlie's hair gel seeps into his brain. Now, Scram, you know how to get in touch with me.
That did not go well. We need some kind of leverage. I'm certain he knows something. Indeed. While you were talking to him, I took the opportunity to look into his history. It turns out he did a series of promos for a local Hassie bar early in his career, and some fans still spot him there from... It's a long shot, but frankly, everything about this case has been one... Maybe we should question the people at this Hassie... There must be something. The Hassie bar is located on Market Street.
One simple failure will not dissuade our cause.
I haven't seen you around here before. Is there something I can help you with? Another one of his fans. Yeah, he comes here. I don't really get why everyone likes him. Well, I have a picture from this time he flipped off a box of kittens. Somebody brought them to try to give away, and one of them scratched him. He ended up taking it home, but he really hammed it up. I think he ended up calling him, I think it was Captain Snuggles? It was pretty funny, actually. I'll send your ROM.
This is pretty innocuous. We are going to need more evidence.
What can I do for you? Sure. I still have a little bit before closing. What do you want to know? You don't have... Well, it's... Oh! It's the best! Charlie is a... And he parties harder than... A couple weeks ago, he invited me to his rave. I swear, if he was in Charlie Nova, we would have gotten chucked out on our ass. If you want to meet him, just hang around. He loves mingling with his fans. Sure, just let me know if you need anything.
Oh, hey, it's you.
Who's this?
Keith.
Hey, that's too old now.
Wow.
Did you manage to keep that plan I got you alive? Really? Nice job. It's great to see you, though. Sorta surreal, too. You're never around on social sites or anything. For a tech journalist, you do have pretty poor net presence.
That's what I said.
Figures. So, what's with the bot? Yours? Really? Huh. I didn't think you liked to bring work home. Anyway, it's great to see you. All right, now that's the kind of journalism I'm talking.
Indeed, we're looking into some accusations made against Charlie, and we're actually trying to build up a solid case.
No shit. Charlie comes here all the time. You know that show he's host of, Star in the Stratosphere? That show where normal people try to become actors and singers. And listen to this recording I made when he was here last month.
So many people come up to me thinking that if they can sing or act, I'll just make them a superstar. But that isn't how it works. Raw talent isn't enough to get you by in this industry, and anyone who thinks so is lying to them. It takes hard work and persistence. But the kids I get on Star in the Stratosphere, which I host each and every week, as you all know, they're all so young, and I love them. I do my damnedest to make sure they give me their best.
It's not much, but it might help you build a case if you chop it up right. Well, if nothing else, the threat of this dropping on the mess should get them talking. Anyway, I'd love to catch up soon.
Say, why did you tell Keith that I belong to... Very fair. You may continue to run with that as your story with... Anyway... Frankly, I'm starting to feel a bit uneasy about... Mr. Nova's clearly an upstanding individual. But I suppose if we're in for a penny, we're in for a pound. This should be more than enough anecdotal evidence to fabricate a less than flattering image of Mr. Nova. Let us present our story. Hopefully our delay has not put him in physical danger. Are you sure you don't want another passy? This ROM serves up the Hassie. at the menu and pick it.
Speedy. I've never seen the two of you around here before, and I know everybody. Why don't you let me know what's going on here first? Hello? We're just here to speak to Nanya. Just got into town and you're already asking favors from folks, huh? Kiss, my little blue friend. What? No, it's not like that. We don't want any trouble. There's no more time in a hurry. Trouble? There's no trouble here. We can be friends. I like this one. You're a little more street smart than your blue bar buddy kid. No, I like you too. You're cool in my book. And since we're all such good friends now, maybe you'll be willing to give back to the community and do a favor for your new pal for a moolah. You see, I'm a budding street musician. Working on my next big hit, feel me? But I'm sort of stuck on a few lines. I just gotta get these last few rhymes right. Maybe you could share a bit of your creativity with me and see what we come up with. It'll be fun. Are you sure about this? You know how important this has become. Time is of the essence. You don't have time to not help me. Huh? What do you think would take longer? helping an up-and-coming singer-songwriter finish a guaranteed worldwide hit. Or you could ignore me and maybe I'll send over an anonymous tip. You see, I know for a fact that everything inside the shop here is 100% legal. Even if they didn't find anything. People like you don't come down here for anything. We clean up good. And this isn't good. If Lexi in particular gets suspicious, not to mention all the other people it could indirectly affect. And this whole case is life or death. Kind of dramatic, huh? But I made my point clear. He's my buddy. Do me a favor or two, so I return him when I'm asked. That's how we do. I knew you'd see it my way. All you gotta do is help me complete my rhyme. A couple of them are just missing a word or two, but if I really want to make this song fantastic, I'm gonna need some killer inspiration. It's gonna be super quick. Anyway, you ready for... Gonna give it a shot? That's what I like to hear. Here's the first line, I'm having trouble. You ready? It's my favorite season, only comes once a year. I'll show you what true meaning of... It's my favorite season, only comes once a year. I'll show you the true meaning of my holiday cheer. Hey, yeah! Great idea, thanks for trying. Here's the next line. Ready? Pay attention. If you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. And if you want my number, I'll... You know, for this one, I don't think words are gonna be enough. I'm gonna need some inspiration. If you got anything to show me that you... If you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. But if you want my number, I'll give you my cinder block. Well, not unless the cinder block has my number. Oh, man. I'm gonna keep thinking. Haven't you ever rapped? If you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. But if you want my number, I'll give you my business card. That totally worked. Really, thanks so much. Alright, now I need your help with just one more line. This one's been driving me up the wall. Ready? Here we go. This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tone. Picking out the beat with a nice terror. This is getting embarrassing. There's no way to salvage this one without some seriously fresh inspiration. Don't lose hope. This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tone. Picking out the beat with a very Christmas tone. He does know those are donuts. Now that's what I call a tasty beat. That was amazing. Whatever you do for work now, it doesn't matter. We totally become rivals. On second thought, you keep your day job. This is my territory. But you did help out. Go on in and see Nanya whenever you want. Here, you can keep it going. Stones. It was nice meeting you, Formula. Hey, you too, little Bob Blue. That kind of rhymes. Let's go. Can I help you? Nope. Nope, I don't know you. You got someone willing to vouch for you? If not... Lula? That guy's a hoot. Keeps out the riffraffing. But seriously, where did you hear about me? Charlie? Yeah, I remember him. Hey, good enough. Alright then. Sure, if that's what you want to call me. If your credit's clear, you can call me whenever you want. Enough foreplay. What can I do for... A fresh install, custom firmware, maybe an upgrade? I can pretty much do it all. Turns out brain surgery is expensive. We're in a bad situation. Charlie knows they're being manipulated. It didn't start happening until after he had his implant. What are you, cops? No, worse. Get the hell out of my shop! I have a business to run. I don't have time to answer shit. You found the door before? And tell Charlie he can get someone else to do him a run. He ain't welcome around here. Give us a moment. I don't know about you, but I'm getting tired of being given this runaround. We could just find some rival black now to get what we want from this nut. I have an idea. Just do what you normally do. Nothing about the blog post, though. We don't want to set him off. It'll only take a minute. Are you ready to get going? Damn straight. If anyone was going to have Charlie's influence, you would have the best access. Are you kidding? You think you get to walk into my place of business and accuse me? Fine. My reputation is ironclad, and there just ain't no way Charlie's implant was ever touched. Messing with the firmware would make it light up like Christmas, so unless he's been letting someone else dig around in his head, you'll be the one left with... No, they couldn't. VR interfaces require a hardline connection to receive I/O. So, and if Charlie's installation got infected, I don't see what the hell. Tell him to buy some antivirus. Not that you would care, but my creator hated virus. You think we care about your reputation? You're out of your damn mind. I've done nothing wrong. It is. Now you're ragging on my shop? Everything here is to code. I'm not doing anything illegal. Just because I want to be discriminating with my clientele doesn't mean I'm a crook. Tell you what, how about you get the hell out of my shop? Yeah, whatever. I've done nothing wrong.
You may not know this, but I have a finely tuned sense of electromagnetic fields. We need to be able to maintain optimal contact with the mesh. Your stock off-the-shelf ROM has very little command over the frequencies, but I'm starting to realize how very little of me is stock. That means when the humidity is low, the air fairly sinks. Meaning, in layman's terms, I could read his monitor over his shoulder. Well, some. And the fidelity is a bit low. Anyways, Nanya looked up his client records on Charlie, and I got some of the names of his other customers. One in particular stands out. As if everything else in this wild goose chase hasn't. Mr. Otsuka is a moderately prominent tech blogger. He catches my attention, though, because historically he has been very critical of... Recently, though, the tone has been increasingly moderate, and now he is almost effusive in his praise. His fans are accusing him of shilling for the company. Now it's like...
My gym's closed this week for the holidays. Why do autocabs take so long to... I'm gonna see if the gym in Burbank is still open. You weren't prepared for the weather, huh? My gym's closed this week for the...
Greetings, guests. Shotaro was not expecting any Sorry for the wait.
What is taking so long? All right, third time's the charm. Once more.
Greetings, guests. I am LJ2. Shotaro was not expecting any company at the... Sorry for the wait. Please hold on for just a moment while I fetch him.
Ah! Why can't this ever be easy? Thank Hayden for system redundancy. Well, that's that. Let's see if we can find a way into Mr. Otsuka's apartment. Mr. Otsuka's apartment is on the second floor. The fire escape should give us... We just need something to... I'm sure there's some piece of detritus or loose end... Oh, that's how these things always work.
You weren't prepared for the weather.
About that.
You want my umbrella?
Not for the weather. We need to use the hook handle to reach the fire escape ladder.
Oh, you live here and lost your keycard, huh? I totally understand. But look, as much as I'd love to give you this umbrella, I'm kinda using it right now. Where I come from, see, we're all about equal trade.
Gym culture?
Sorry, but unless you've got anything interesting to exchange for it, don't want to get wet. These are pretty cool, but I'm not big into music. Hey, is this real? The real Yannick Fairlight?
You know him?
Of course I do! He's one of the most innovative tech minds of... Can I please have this?
I think it's a fair trade.
Thanks! This is so exciting!
Call him. Maybe that wasn't the best idea. Oh well, now we have our tool. Excellent work! This window is unlocked. I'm not sure. My olfactory sensors detect chemicals associated with decaying food and it's unfamiliar. better. Let's take a look around. Shotaro must be plugged into the mesh. I feel like I could scream without him knowing. Ah! Hi! Mr. Otsuka! Nothing.
Hello, guest. Shotaro has been a bit under the weather recently. He is trying very hard to keep up with his deadlines.
We just checked, and he seems busy.
Is there anything else I might assist you with? I run regular self-checks and have noticed no irregularities in either my hardware. I appreciate your concern. Shotaro has been under the weather for some time. He rarely has visitors. In fact, you are the first visitor he has had in a while. Several days, in fact. He is. Shotaro is a diligent man. If you are a reader of his work, his next significant piece will be going online. Very well. Let me know if you need anything.
He won't be able to hear us.
Look!
We're too late.
He's dead.
Oh my god!
Nice. Nobody touched the knife. There could be fingerprints on it. So James Woods murdered Stephanie and then he murdered himself.
I don't want to make
Crisscross. No, Peter, don't you see? He didn't kill himself and he didn't kill Stephanie. What are you saying? I'm saying James Woods isn't the murderer.
We need to hurry.
The murderer
If I'm right,
is one of us.
talk to HR is see if I can pull anything relevant. You interrogate him. Maybe you can find out why it's acting so strange.
Shotaro has been a bit under the weather. He is trying very hard to keep up with his deadline.
That's okay.
Is there anything else?
It shut itself down again. Let's see if we can pull some useful information off of Mr. Otsuka's... I'll start downloading these files. I finished my examination of Mr. Otsuka's... I didn't find anything particularly interesting, but I copied some files. If we're all done here, we should hurry and go warn Nanya about what we found. They might be in immediate danger. Let's head for Nanya's...
Shit! What the hell are you doing back here? Wait, let me guess. You stole some of my files, or hacked my brain, or used telepathy or some shit. Found out someone else got hit by your little ghost in the machine, and when you got there, found out he was deader than new disco. That close enough?
That is distressingly accurate.
Well, it wasn't much of a damned guess. Charlie Nova is dead.
What? Charlie?
The autocab he was in drove him right off the bridge and into the bay. It's been all over the news for the last 10 minutes. I'm getting the hell out of NeoSF, and I'm gonna forget that I ever saw you, ever knew Charlie, ever gave a shit. Hell, maybe I'll pick up a new career. I'm less likely to get murdered for being a fraud.
Ryan, look out!
Oh no!
That guy
no,
sucked.
No. There was no one in that car! No heat signatures, That wasn't even an auto cab. I don't know. I don't know. That's it! This is too much! Almost everyone we've talked to so far has died. We're not investigating this lead as of right now. I'm just done. We're completely out of leads. Perhaps Tomcat is finished going through all of the data Let's head back to the apartment. Home sweet home again. And before you say anything, I don't feel the need to talk over the events. Too much has happened. I've already forwarded everything we rooted out to Tomcat. They said they would be over in the morning. Perhaps things will look better in the morning. Good night.
Wait, where did the extreme music go?
Yeah, and all the intense sound effects. Where's that announcer guy?
And why aren't there any explosions? Izzy, what's up?
My hard drive crashed.